FC25 is finally here, and EA Sports have completely revamped the tactics, formations, everything. Few things have come out, a few things have changed, but who better to give you a full breakdown, a full analysis, explanation than your boy SaiGTV. And as well, I've got a little tactic as well in this video to give you guys, to get you off to a very, very good start. And I'm going to explain it all in this video. So a lot of things have changed, all right? So as you can see from the face of things, it's a lot of change in terms of how it looks aesthetically, but in some ways EA have simplified it for us, but they've actually changed something to give you guys a little bit more freedom in terms of how you want the team to move and how you want them to shape up. First and foremost, your tactical preset. Now, this is basically a way where you can either customize your own tactics, or you could actually ask EA to give you a preset yourself. So if you don't want to do anything, you just want to go in and have a good feel of the gameplay, don't do tactics just yet, you can choose a FC24 preset. You can choose like direct play, which then it goes into like a 4, I think that's a 4-1-4-1, I do believe. If you press Y again and you go into cautious, it goes into another formation, which is the 4-1-4-1-2-1-2 narrow. You know me, I want you guys to customize your own custom tactic, because we all have our own way of playing. So here, if you scroll down, you can actually go into formations, and you can scroll through all the different formations that you can use at this moment in time. Now, I've gone with the most probably difficult formation to use, and that's a 3-back, and I'm quite enjoying it. So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you my 3-back tactic, all right? So don't worry about that. So if you scroll down, you go to build up style. Remember, it was called build up play. Now they've changed the build up style. This is the one thing that EA have kept from previous titles, okay? So remember, it was like fast build up, long ball, things like that, right? Now they've changed it to just build up style, and they only have a few options. They have short passing, balanced, which a lot of people use, which might be the meta, and counter. So counter could be, if you read, it says this approach encourages players to get behind the opposition's defense as the team transitions quickly from defense to attack. So it could be, and I've tested it, it could be a fast build up, but without being susceptible on the counter attack. So you know, when fast build up, when you're building up the play, you lose the ball, but suddenly you're defensively weak. This could be fast build, or it could be long ball. I don't know, but it might be long ball, fast build up put together. All right, and that is it. So short passing, balance, and counter, that's it, just 3. You've only got 3 this time. So they kind of simplified the build-up play. Defensive approach, again, this is like the depth, all right? They've taken away the width in terms of defensive width, and they've only given you depth. Now, again, EA have given you a preset. You've got high, balanced, and deep, all right? So deep is 25 depth. So they haven't changed. Actually, they've taken off depth. They've put it as line height. So your defensive line, the height of the defensive line, which again, it simplifies it for people who don't really know football to our knowledge, but they've put it your line height. Okay. So you've got deep, balanced, and high. All right. Or if you press Y on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation, you can actually change it yourself. Yeah, you can actually do it yourself and move up and down as much as you want. But just for now, you can keep it as 50, but I have been practicing at 60 and it's done me quite well, especially in a 3-back. Now, this is where it separates the casual players from the ballers. Yeah, this is where it gets really, really, really interesting. Player roles. I love this part. And this for me could be the make or break, right? Because if you notice, if you hold on to your right stick, if you flick your right stick to the right, it's what your players look like with the ball and what your players look like without the ball. So in possession and out possession. In football, what I tell my players when I'm coaching is that when you don't have the ball, stay compact, protect the middle of the pitch. But when you do have the ball, be a bit expansive, make the pitch bigger. So a lot of people who play football, you probably hear your coach telling you, make the pitch bigger, as in take up the wide areas. So if you go down to start with the goalkeeper, if you click on A to edit, obviously goalkeeper, you can change up your goalkeeper in terms of sweeper keeper or goalkeeper, right? So the goalkeeper just has 2 roles, or depending on the goalkeeper, for example, because you can't make a goalkeeper sweeper keeper if he doesn't have those player roles. So here, Edison, for example, he's got the plus. So if you put him on sweeper keeper, he's going to do it to the best of his ability. Yeah, and as you can see here as well, if you click on X, you can see, or triangle on the PlayStation, you can see the activity map. So exactly where he's going to be when he's moving around. So if I want to go back into sweeper keeper, which it didn't save, it shows that he can actually occupy some other areas as well where the defenders are. Move up to the defenders. Again, we press A, view all the player roles. We've got defender, stopper, and ball playing defender. Now, obviously, pay attention to where it says plus or plus plus. All right, plus means he can do it really, really well. Ball playing defender means he can do it really well. He can do it good. Very good. But just because he can do it very well does not mean it's going to suit the formation. Because I'm in a free back, yeah, it doesn't mean he can do it very, very well. But stopper says a ball winning centre back who can step forward from the defensive line to make tackles, intercept passes, and lead the press. So you're kind of being very risky with your defender. So just because Ruben Diaz can do it doesn't mean that he should do it. So again, we go with Guardiol, defender, stopper, ball playing defender. He can do it very, very well. So what I'm going to do in my when I update this custom tactic, I'm going to try and put all of these players on their plus on the role familiarity and see how that changes the way it plays. But at the moment, I've kept on balance just to test out the formation, see if it works. All right, the midfielders. Now remember, this is what they're doing without the ball. Okay, so I'm setting this up so what they can do without the ball. Okay, so at this moment now, what they've got rid of the whole stay back while attacking, come forward, cover wing, cover center. They've got rid of all of that. All right, so player instructions is now player roles. So here, let's look at Rodri. We're only going to look at Rodri because obviously Gundogan might be the same. Again, the player roles are half winger, so that means he's going to drift over. I'm going to show you he's going to drift over to the wing. Holding, which is like cover center. Deep line playmaker, which we're quite familiar with. Box to box, as in he's going to help out the attack and the defense as well. Playmaker, so he's going to be acting as like a cam, okay? So as you can see, you guys can tell, out of all of these roles, which one can Rodri do very, very well? Box to box. So again, if you look at Gundogan, and as well, if you show the activity map, it shows you where he's going to be occupying his positioning, all right? And as you can see, there are really as you can see, the green bit, there's one green bit which is very, very, very light, which means that's where he's going to be staying majority of the time. Where it gets a little bit darker is where he's not going to be so much. All right, so if you notice just where it says where Diaz is, he's not going to be there as much. Okay, so pay attention to the touch map, if you will. This is where it gets very, very interesting, because I've got Doku here, and Doku is this is pretty self-explanatory, but Doku, I put him in the right mid position, but if you look next to above his name, he doesn't have that in his positioning. So therefore now a little warning has come up just here, just here. It says play out of position, role and focus are simplified. To enhance them, pick a player with this position as one of their preferred ones. So to simplify it, Doku's not going to do exactly what I tell him to do, right? Because this is not his position. So be wary when there's a little indicator next to the name, you know that he's not going to be doing exactly, so the formation could fall out of balance. Or for example, when he's defending, he's not going to get back quick enough. So here, before we move over to the attackers, again, we're looking at Jack Grealish, for example. For those who watch Jack Grealish, you know what Jack Grealish likes to do a lot, and this is very good. It shows that EA are doing their homework. So anyone cuss out EA saying they don't know what they're doing, it's a bit of a dub for EA, because we know that Jack Grealish plays on the left wing and he likes to cut inside on his right foot. And one thing he does very, very well is that he likes to cut inside. So inside forward is just another name for cut inside. Yeah, and Jack Grealish does this very, very, very well. But again, I've said, don't put this on for out. This is what he does out of possession. Okay, so we're not going to use this for in possession. This is what he does out of possession. So probably think, Simon, why don't you change it to something defensively? There's a reason for that, but I'll save that for my custom tactic video. All right, now. Again, as you can see, we'll look at the playmakers. We'll look at one on this occasion. Again, I'll go into a little bit more details of why I've made the players certain, instructions and player roles and things like that when I talk about this custom tactic in another video, okay, when I update this one. But we'll just look at the roles. Again, same thing again. You can change the player roles, press Y, choose one, whichever one. As you can see, there's no plus for Bernardo, because I do believe his more comfortable position would be as centre mid. And the same with Kevin De Bruyne. His best position is as a playmaker. All right, so these are things he can do on the ball. And if we move over to Erling Haaland, we can change his role. But also as well, bear in mind, I forgot to mention this. If you change a role, the focus changes at the same time. Yeah, and as you can see, the touch map changes as well. So target forward is like a target man or target player. We've got false nine where he drops in. As you can see, as I change it, look at the touch map. Poacher, which I feel like is the best one. And if we click into it, we click into Poacher. I'm going a bit crazy here. As you can see, this is Erling Haaland's best position, as we know him very popularly for. This is his best position as a poacher, and there's only one focus on that attack. So when you move over to advanced forward, you can change to complete. So as you can see, the touch map changes. So he drifts into like the wide areas, which you might not want him to do. Again, target forward, as you can see here, it changes wide, balance, and things like that. So it all depends on where you want him. So it's giving, so kind of like EA is literally painting the picture for you to see to what he does with and without the ball. If you push the right stick over to the right hand side, this is what he does. This is what the team looks like with the ball. So this is what it looks like without the ball. It stays nice and compact. I'm occupying the wide areas, and this is what it looks like when they do have the ball. Yeah, so I've set this up. So there's one thing I am going to change, and that is I want him to be a shadow striker alongside Kevin De Bruyne, because I actually was playing this last night and I changed it in game and I beat this guy 4-0, right? It was the really good player. All the good players are like in division. I'm playing seasons, so those who don't know, I'm using Man City. I'm using seasons at the moment. I haven't gone into Ultimate Team. My RTG starts today. It's on my Moorside GTV YouTube channel, so check that out. I'm running a new RTG which is starting today. This is what the team does with the ball. So the only thing I have kept the same is the holding positions. Okay, so with and without the ball, I want them to pivot, as in when get the ball and play forward. When they don't have the ball, stay as you are. So because I want them protecting the back line basically. And again, when we have the ball, I want to occupy the wide positions, and they're going to be dropping up and down, overloading the wide areas. So when they do have the ball, when they don't have the ball, it's narrow. When they do have the ball, it is very, very expansive. And again, you can do the same thing. I've made sure, as you can see, when you do change it, it can make it a little bit more narrow. It depends on how you want to play, and which is really, really good in terms of the new way, in terms of you've got more control of how you want your team to play as well. Yeah, so you can change it, wide midfielder, winger, things like that. I've made sure that there's going to be very, very attacking. I can't remember which one I had it in now. Yeah. So I've done this because I want to literally cover all the areas of the final third, and it works very, 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 very well. Now, if, for example, I want to change my defender and I want to make him a little bit more attacking, I can change the box to box, and as you can see, the touch map does change as well. But it gives you more creative freedom to move your players any way that you want. What I would suggest you guys to do is to keep everything the same, play with it. If there's one thing you don't like, finish the game, make the change, go back into a game and change it, so on and so forth. Don't change everything all at once and then go into a game because you feel like, oh my gosh, nothing works. Make slowly small tweaks, like you're opening a safe. Yeah, like you're tweaking a safe. You're listening to the safe and turning things, and they do it very, very slowly. Yeah, same thing with these custom tactics. Now here is a cool feature as well. You can actually create 5 new tactics. You just click A or X and you can create 5 different tactics. Here's one that I've done just here, and you press A, you can go into it and edit it as well. You can create up to 5, really, really simple, really, really easy as well. But also, which is good, and this is my tactic here, is that once you have a tactic, so say for example, you want to share your tactics with your friends, you see this code that just where it says 3 back, you can put the code in here and it literally creates the tactic for you right there and then. So you don't have to write down like, back in the day, I was like 35 width, 75 depth, this, that, and the other. All you got to do is take down this code here and type it in right here, and then boom, it's there for you guys to see. Also, corners, you've got a little bit more creative freedom. Now, you probably think, oh no, where is that assignment? It looks the same to me. As you can see, you can assign free kick takers, penalty takers, corner takers, but also as well, your corner instructions. Now, you can actually assign, it says here, 3 players to occupy the your corners. So here I've said I want, and I've hit quite a few corners. I said I want Haaland on the near post, Diaz as a target player, and Akanji as the back post. So you can get your best headers to occupy certain areas, so which is pretty good, even though I manually control my corners. But at the same time, you can actually assign plays. So back in previous titles, you see short plays in the corners. You're like, I don't want you nowhere near the corner. Here, you can assign certain players that you want. So if I want to change Diaz and I put Gaviol in there, for example, he's now my new target player. Really nice new feature. As well, say for example, you want to make sure that you're just about to go into a game and you're using this tactic. Like, nah, I don't want to use this tactic. You scroll back over to your 3-back, you push triangle or Y, and it makes this one the active. So you're going to go into the game using this tactic. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is my tutorial on the new system or new tactics, new formation that EA have dropped out. Copy down my code for the 3421. Let me know how you guys get on with it. It is in season. I am cooking in season. I'm testing out new things. I'm about to go to Ultimate Team to do my RTG. But I'm going to do a part 2 because the new D-pad, as in when you push down and left and right, has changed. And there's a new AI feature. So I'm going to give you another breakdown of that. So don't forget to subscribe, drop a like on this video. And also as well, I'm going to give you my settings. And I've changed my settings for this year as well, which done me very, very well at the end of FC24, and I'm still using FC25 and it still works just for me. So don't forget to like and subscribe, put the bell on so you know when this video does go live, and I'll see you at the next upload. Peace.